Hello, everybody. Welcome to Championship Predictions, round 25. And Sam Parkin is back. Are you feeling better, matey?
I'm feeling better than I look. I've just caught a glimpse of me on the camera there. I look absolutely exhausted, but I was at Wimbledon v Gillingham last night, so it's quite a late night. And yeah, it was a little bit under the weather over Christmas, so it's more that I've just woken up rather than I'm under the weather still. But I'm full of life when it comes to these predictions, mate, because I'm in
Oh, you're in
cruise
good form.
control.
I got a nice WhatsApp of Sam's predictions written down on a pad, and he actually beat me again, Sam. So you won the last round 9-4. It's really poor from me, Sam. I haven't won for about 6 weeks. Well played, you. You got Norwich 1, QPR 1, Bob on, Derby nil, Leeds 1. Bob on. Sam 13-8 up with 3 draws, and you've moved 20 ahead in the aggregate as well, Sam. 187, 167. Sam, I desperately need a win here.
Well, I do a few predictions with my other podcasting pals, mate, and you're in good company because I'm,
What, being terrible?
mate, the finish line's in sight with those chaps as well.
Get involved in the comments, guys. Fixtures will be in the descriptions. Give yourself 1 point for a correct outcome, 3 points for a correct scoreline. Give yourself a bonus point if you get a correct scoreline and it has 5 or more goals. Plymouth versus Bristol City. Are we in the last knock-ins for Wazza?
Am I kicking off? Am I?
Always.
Du- 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 du. You can tell that I've not done my notes this morning like I would normally do. I'd certainly give
Bristol
myself
City
half an hour to have
back-to-back
a.
wins. Plymouth bottom of the table.
I'd certainly give myself half an hour to mull things over. Bristol City obviously have had a couple of standout home results, but a little bit um, indifferent at times away from home. It's a big game for Argyle, this, isn't it?
Mm.
It's a massive game for Argyle. Oh, I'm going to sit on the fence. I'll go for a 2-2. I think that feels about right to me coming out of my mouth. But I think despite, really wanting Wayne Rooney to succeed here and being really impressed with some of the football at home, I just don't think how sustainable it is. The manner of the defeats are just so alarming, aren't they? So 2-2 and probably enough to keep him in the role a little bit longer.
Yeah, so there's two narratives then. Plymouth get it right at home, or the carnage continues. I'll go for the carnage continues, and I'll go for a rare back against Plymouth at home. I'll take a 1-0 Bristol City win, and yeah, that could be big problems for Wazza. QPR versus Watford. Watford actually lost a home game, Sam, the first one of the season home to Cardiff. Very, very strange. You said QPR typically strange, going and getting a point from Norwich, having got battered by Swansea. Oh, what do I want to do with this one? I'm going to go right down the middle, mate. I'll take a 1-1 and leave you with the, to concoct something a bit more interesting.
Yeah, I think difficult result to predict here, difficult game to predict in terms of the pattern. I'm going to go for QPR to win by 2-1. I was speaking to Harriet Pryor, who was the Sky Sports reporter last night at a game I was working on. She covered Watford against Cardiff, and she said that Cardiff were very good value for that, and it was a rare
Okay.
off day for Watford at Vicarage Road. So I will go for them to potentially suffer a little bit of a dip. I'll go for QPR to run out 2-1 victors.
Millwall, Oxford. Gary Rowett's having a new manager bounce. He's going against his old club. Can Alex Neil get a new manager bounce? By the way, Sam and I will talk about all of the managerial shenanigans because we haven't even spoken about Carlos Corberon as well. We'll do that on the next Championship Check-In podcast, okay? But Millwall, Oxford.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be spoken about with Millwall, isn't there? Given the last few weeks, I kind of do understand the appointment and quite like that fit. So I think they'll get a little bit of a boost from it. But I think Gary Rowett going up against his old charges and the lads that he knows so well will mean a great deal to him as well. So I'm going to sit right on the fence with this one. I think 1-1 is probably a suitable outcome for both.
Yeah, 1-1's very suitable. I don't think it'll be 0-0 because I think Millwall will come out firing under Alex Neil. You've taken the 1-1. Do you know what? I'll take a Millwall home win. I'll go the new manager bounce. 2-1 Millwall, I'll go. But yeah, fair play, Rowett. And like you say, if anyone knows that squad, well, he built it. So yeah, we'll see what he can do. Right, Burnley versus Stoke. I am not going to read into Stoke's 1-0 win against Sunderland, where the keeper played brilliantly and they snatched the goal right at the end. Burnley, difficult over Christmas, wasn't it? Going away to Sheff United and then away to Middlesbrough. 4 points is great. I think they're going to back it up with a home win here. We love a clean sheet for Burnley, don't we? Burnley 2, Stoke 0.
Got some good keepers in the Championship, haven't we, this season?
We do.
I think of him.
Cooper.
You think of who else we got? Vigouroux, QPR,
Patterson.
goalkeeper's been really good. But I think he's going to have his work cut out here. The Stoke keeper. 1-0, did you go?
2.
I'll have the 1-0 then. No problem at all. 1-0 Burnley. Been really impressed with them.
Cardiff versus Coventry.
Oh, that's difficult. That is difficult. The Coventry were goalless, weren't they, against Millwall last time out? Cardiff, I don't think I can see Cardiff going back to back, can I? What the hell of it? Away win, 2-1, Coventry.
I'm thinking of throwing up another 1-1 because I haven't got a clue. You are right, it's difficult. I don't think Coventry are right in their stride yet under Lampard, and Cardiff are going to be confident to go back to back. So I like what you've done. I'm going to do it, Matt. I'm just going to take the 1-1 and hedge my bets. And maybe he who dares wins, but he who calls 1-1 a lot sometimes picks up a few correct scores, don't they? Leeds versus Blackburn. Now, Sam, Leeds are looking really, really cushy. And I pretty much always predict Leeds to win. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a rare opportunity because John Eustace and Daniel Farker already mentioned it in the press conference that I saw about, even against Birmingham, we struggle against John's setup. I'm going to go for a draw here as well, purely on the... I had too many draws. I've just talked myself out of it. Leeds 2, Blackburn 1. I was thinking about throwing the draw in because Eustace always does well against Farker, but they're in too good a form at the moment. I've changed my mind. Leeds 2, Blackburn 1.
Yeah, I just think the firepower, the options that they've got. You know, I was listening to the game on the radio the other day, and the changes that they can make to affect things is just greater than any other team, I think, right now, considering the injuries elsewhere. Blackburn won their back in the last season. Feels like an eternity ago. Sammy Smodic's couple of goals, wasn't it? Or he certainly scored one. I'll go 2-0, relatively comfortable in scoreline, but maybe not so much in terms of the pattern of the game. They'll be tough nut to crack, as they always are.
I'm going to be as annoyed as the Leeds fans if that comes in as a draw now, because that was in my head, but maybe he's going to break his Utd hoodoo. Luton versus Norwich, Sam.
Well, yeah, a lot more competitive at home, aren't they? Luton, Norwich obviously have had purple patches this season, but just a little bit inconsistent with their results. I think it's probably another draw, is it not? I'll take another 1-1 here, I think.
I'm going to take the home win. I think Luton are better than competitive at home. I think they're actually pretty damn good at home, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, yeah.
I was thinking about playing for a bonus point here because Norwich are quite goaly and fun, aren't they? Let's go Luton 3, Norwich 2. It's a classic on the prediction show, isn't it? Try and get 5 goals in somewhere with a 3-2. Pompey versus Swansea. Pompey, it was a really bad day for Pompey and Plymouth, wasn't it? With like 4 of the bottom 8 or something, won, which is very, very rare. So Portsmouth really, really need a win. Swansea went back to back, but they had 2 home games, didn't they? I do like Portsmouth for a bounce back. I'm going to back Portsmouth for a bounce back. Am I? I can't do another draw, can I, Sam? Oh, mate, I'm struggling today. I'll go with my first instinct. Portsmouth 2, Swansea 1.
There's just so many games, isn't there? I mean, I think Swansea are that team that are going to improve, I think, steadily throughout the season. But again, I'd be hotter on them in their home games, as the last
Yeah,
couple of performances have shown. I'm going to go 1-0 Portsmouth here. And I think,
interesting.
obviously throughout the campaign, we've spoken about them getting players back and obviously bolstering the squad in January. And they need a response from that heavy defeat against Bristol City. So 1-0 Portsmouth, they're going to get it here.
Public apology incoming for Swansea if they go there and get the win. We've both backed against them. Good luck, the Swans. Sheffield Wednesday derby, Sam.
Yeah, difficult again because Sheff Wednesday are a little bit inconsistent, indifferent at Hillsborough this season, which is in contrast to maybe what you would have anticipated from them in the Championship. Derby, narrow defeat to Leeds, wasn't it? But been pretty good, I think, under Paul Warne recently. I could see Derby getting something there, but I'm just going to go for Sheffield Wednesday. 3-1 Sheffield Wednesday. The role reversal of their last result.
The roll with an H.
Role reversal. What? Oh,
Roll
good.
with an
Good.
yeah. Would have been very good if you meant it in any way, Sam.
He's
That's
like perennially linked with everything, though, isn't he? At the moment, his name seems to be in the mix for every
yeah. It was big on
job
the
that comes up.
Southampton job, wasn't
But
it?
it'd have to be a really attractive proposition because I think Sheffield Wednesday's a pretty good club. Well, it's a great club, isn't it? But
Do you want to put a little giggle in now, and I'll edit it so it looks like you did plan that pun?
yeah, why not?
I'm absolutely
don't.
not going to
No,
do
don't.
that. So. What the hell am I going to predict for this? Because I think Derby are in better form than Sheffield Wednesday at the moment, but Sheffield Wednesday are at home. I'm going to go for another draw. I'll go for a Desmond in this one, an entertaining draw. Struggling. Are these? Let us know in the comments. Are these harder fixtures
Yeah,
than
it's hard.
normal? We got
It's
people
hard.
closer together in form and in the table. I am up first for West Brom versus Preston. What was that fella called? Sean Gregan, was it? Did he play for both? I'm
Yeah, good shout, mate. Yeah, midfield
trying to
player. Yeah.
throw out a derby then. I'm sure there'll be some far more obvious ones. Callum Robinson, more
Yeah.
recently would have played for both, wouldn't he? Well, I thought West Brom were decent enough, and it wasn't a smash and grab to get a point at Bramall Lane. Preston, I've got to probably owe Paul Heckingbottom an apology. He's been better than I thought he was going to there. But I'm going to give West Brom home advantage. I'm going to give them the win. They're still going to be like a Corberan side until somebody else comes in. So we'll give them a clean sheet and a 1-0 win, Sam.
Yeah, I can't see Preston winning, but do you know what? I'm going to roll the dice and give them a point because I've probably not been backing them too frequently in recent weeks. I think they've only lost 2 in 10, a lot of draws in there, but having gone back to back, and I think West Brom and Albion, inevitably there'll be a little bit of disruption, albeit I was kind of casting an eye across their game the other day, sat at Selhurst Park. I had it on a monitor. And it looked like they made quite a few chances. And obviously Sheffield United are depleted. And West Brom did okay in that game. So I'm going to go for the same outcome here, 1-1.
Hull versus Middlesbrough, Sam. Ruben Sellers has won 2 from 3 and is out of the bottom 3, although it is a low base level for Hull. We did expect a trend up. Middlesbrough doing that thing where we think, okay, they're nailed on in the playoffs. They're still in there, but they've drawn 3 consecutive games.
Yeah, possibly quite predictable that outcome against Burnley the other day, considering the way that they defend. If anyone could keep Middlesbrough's attacking threats quiet. Oh, this is really difficult. I'm going to go for Boro to win narrowly. I'm going to go for Boro to win 2-1 at Hull. I think that the Sellers appointment could be the kind of Danny Roll, the Cifuentes of last year. I think he clearly knows what he's doing and Hull are going to improve, I think. No question, but I can see Boro win this one narrowly.
Completely uncertain on this one. I think I might double you up on the Middlesbrough win, just on squad quality. So I'm going to go Hull 0, Middlesbrough 1, which leaves us with the big one, which I'm going to be doing as a watch along, Sam. Sunderland versus Sheffield United. This is so hard to call, isn't it? It feels low margin, low scoring, tight. Do you know what? I might actually back against Sheffield United here. I'm going to go for exactly what happened in the reverse game where it was really tight and Sheffield United just nicked it at the end there, didn't they? With Tom Davies, wasn't it? Came on and scored. Let's flip it around. Sunderland 1, Sheffield United 0. That'll make things very interesting at the top of the table.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go for. I think obviously Sunderland were hard done by, weren't they, by that late sucker punch, created loads of chances. And Sheffield United, it would seem, I watched Chris Wilder's interview last night after the game, and he was obviously drawing attention to the fact that he's got a lot of players absent and a lot of young lads involved at the moment. So they're going to be stretched for this one. Will they get a point? How many draws have I got in? 1, 2. I've got 3 1-1s. I can't go down that route.
Of course you can.
0-0.
0-0. There you go. Sam, that was harder than it should have been, wasn't it? There is your round 25 predictions. We're going to be back to normal. It's going to be New Year very soon, and we can get back into the routine with the Championship Check-In podcast returning. But before you do that, get in the comments, get your predictions in, give yourself 1 point for a correct outcome, 3 points for a correct scoreline. Give yourself 4 points if your scoreline has got 5 or more goals. I'm going to leave it there because I can't talk. I can't predict anything. We're going to see Sam next week. And let's just say to all the viewers, Sam, a very big Happy New Year from us. And let it burn. Get your predictions in for round 25 in the comments.